In this demonstration, we are going to show you how we can make use of Smart Search component while building Visual Builder page. I have built a very simple application over here and making use of welcome page Redwood based template. Here I am showing the list of all the employees belonging to a particular department. I am showing the first name, second name, phone number and the salary. Here is the Smart Search component I have dropped into the search slot. I can search over here with the name, like if I want to know the employees whose name is having STE, this is case insensitive, it is saying so many employees are having the STE in their name. I will tell NE if any employee is having in their name. Yes, there is NE, that is Nina. So we are having one employee whose name is NE. So we can build a smart search where we can search with the employee name. Suppose if I want to know some employee's name is Alexander or something ALE, we can search like this. If free text is not sufficient, we can have n number of filters below the smart search so that the user can filter the employee records and see whose salary is between the range 1 to 1000. So this default value you can change as per your use case. I will select this and see how many employees are there in this range. There are no employees. Then user can click on this and increase the slider over here and see if there are employees in this range like 1 to 6500 salary, just about. So it will show there are n number of employees whose salary is in this range and they can see n number of details. Suppose if you want to remove this filter, just click on this remove. It will go back to the default filter criteria. So in this demonstration, we will see how we can add the Smart Search component to a Visual Builder page and have a Smart Search field in your page, that is for filtering the records. Also, we will add one of the filter criteria like this, that is the search criteria like we have added for salary. In your case, you can filter the records based on the department or based on the phone number, location. There is n number of possibilities while building any solution for your customer. So let's see how we can do the same from scratch and in step by step. I have highlighted in this document the steps we need to follow in order to successfully use Smart Search component while building the Visual Builder application. First and the foremost thing is we need to have one application and then we need to add this component Smart Search. If you don't have added already, you can go to the components and add this Smart Search component. Then in the page, we will have one filter criteria, that is to show by default the list of all the employees in our use case. In your case, you can show any kind of data as we will be making use of business object, but you can make use of any ORDS or any API of your choice or whatever requirement you have in your project. So let's begin and create one application. To begin with, I have created a Redwood starter application over here. This is my main flow. I don't have any pages and there are default folders over here. I did not modify anything. Only thing I did over here is the business object. I created a employee business object and I have added few records over here, but is for demonstration purpose. And I have created one relationship to the department. That is, if you see over here, many employees can belong to one department. This is the only relationship I have built in this use case. So I will be making use of employee business object, that is to show all the employees available in the business object in the page, and I will add the filter criteria on this business object itself. Let's go back to the web app. Let me just create one page over here, create a page. I will name this as main start and I will make use of this welcome page template. Click on create. We have created successfully a Visual Builder application. So I will be marking this as done. Wherever we are completed the step, I will mark this as done. We have to add the Smart Search component in our page. So let's see if the Smart Search is there. Go over to the components and here search for the Smart Search. I'm already having a Smart Search under the controls and navigation. If you don't have, you have to go to the components over here and search for the Smart Search. Here you can install. In my case, it's already installed, which comes out of the box with the Redwood application. If not, you can just click on install. So these two steps are done. I will mark this as done. So let me come back to my web app over here. So next step is we have to add the employee details in the page. Let's add this. So I will be showing the details available in my business object. So it's over here, the data, expand the business object, expand the employees, select get many and drop it over here. And we have to select this list. Here I will go for the list item layout. That is the first one. Click on next. In the leading slot, what I will do is I will add over here the first name, In the overline, I will add the last name. In the default slot, I will add the phone number. Then secondary slot, I will add the salary. And in the metadata slot, I will be adding the department name that is over here. So there is a relationship, that is many employees can belong to a same department. Add this and click on next and click on finish. So as soon as you add the details, it will show the details over here in the list view of all the employees available in our business object. Suppose if you want to restrict the height of this, you can restrict the height. That is, I can tell show this in 60 VH height only. Then we will get a scroller at the end so that user won't have to struggle with the layout of the page. I will mark this as done over here. Next, we have to have this special kind of type in order to work with the Smart Search, that is the OJ list data provider view. So in order to add this type, we'll go to the type over here and click on this type and see if there is any type with that name. We don't have any type with list data provider view. So we have to just click on undo. So we'll look at the documentation page by Oracle for the Smart Search. So in order to look for the documentation, we have to go for the main start page, page designer. From here, components, we have to search for the Smart Search. So here there is no link. Then you have to go to the components and search for the Smart over here. You will see there is a Smart Search. Click on this. Here you will find the details for how to use the Smart Search. Now coming to the type, we can just scroll down and locate this section wherein Oracle says how to work with the ADF-BC configuration. Then if you just scroll down, there is define page variables and the types. So here there is a code view provided by Oracle. So you have to just scroll down and see where is the type information provided by Oracle. It's over here. Types is over here. We have to just copy this type, copy and paste in our page. This is the first step we have to do. Go to the JSON, locate where is the type for our page. It's over here. We can just put over here just comma and followed by that the type. Go over to the types and verify the type which you added should show up over here. That is OJS, OJ list data provider view. So this is the next step we have to do while working with this Smart Search component. I will paste what I have added over here. So next step is use above type and we have to create one data provider view. So what this step says is while working with the Smart Search, we cannot attach the Smart Search component with the normal variable over here. Suppose if I click on this list view over here, so this is attached to the SDP data variable. So this we cannot attach to the Smart Search. So in order to work with the Smart Search component, we need a data provider variable. So if you just search over here with the name DPV, here if you see, we will be having a special kind of variable that is called as data provider view. For that purpose, we have added the type just now. So we'll have to create this data provider view. So we have to create one employee DPV in similar format and we have to refer constructor as a current SDP which we have created over here. So we'll see how to do that. So before that, let me just drop the Smart Search component to my page under the search slot. Next, what I will do is I will create a data provider view over here. Go over to the variables, click on the plus variable. I will name this as employee DPV. And this time we have to select the type which we had added to our JSON. That is in the step number 4. So this we have created. I will tell as done. So we'll attach this now to the list view. But before doing that, what we have to do is we have to modify our DPV in this format. So let me just again search. So this search, every time it goes off, we have to again scroll over here in the component documentation. Let me just scroll down again. Here is the DPV. Just let me copy from here the syntax. Go over to my page start, go to the JSON and locate where is my employee DPV. It's over here. Let me just replace this with this, what we had copied. Now, instead of constructor param, we have to refer to the parameter which is populating our list view. It is this one. Now, filter criteria we have not created. Let's create this filter criteria. So, we are referring this to the Smart Search filter criteria variable which we have to create over here. Let me just scroll down, select the Smart Search, go to the data. Here we have to create this variable. Click on this create and I will paste this exact name, the filter criteria, and I will tell this is of type any. Coming to the search configuration, I will create one parameter with the name search configuration. The type as of now, I will select object, but later point of time we have to change the type as well. Search context, I will select over here. Search context, I will create a new variable. Again, I will make this as object. Later point of time, we have to change this as well. Let me just refresh this. So there is some error. Let's fix that error and come back. We'll go back to our JSON. So filter criteria error message is gone. Next, it says there is an error over here, get map filter criteria. This is a function. So the documentation, we will get the source code for this. Let me just search over here with this name. It's over here. So what we have to do is we have to copy the entire thing that is starting from here till here, entire thing, and paste over here in the JavaScript, that is after page. So it starts from here, that is function underscore deep clone, that is we after the class page module, we have to paste entire thing what is mentioned over here in the documentation. Exactly, we have to copy paste, that is, so from here we have to copy till the end, that is up to here. So this thing I have copied and pasted over here. Done. Let me go back to my JSON. Error is gone for this. Now error is over here, keyword filter attribute. So let me create one constant. So if you see, this is a constant in our page. So we'll go back to our variables, click on the constant, add it over here. This should be of type array and it should be of type string in our case. So this will be used in order to make use of Smart Search component for free text filtering. In the demonstration, I was showing how to filter the records based on the employee name like Nina, Steven and all. I had written the free text, it was filtering the records. So it is used for that purpose. Here we have to give the exact label, what it is shown in your API response. That is, in my case, it is the employee records. Here, the first name and last name are having this name in the JSON. So we have to give exactly similar names over here in the default value, first name and last name. Done. Now let's go back to our JSON. So it's saying no errors found. Go back to our page designer. Let me just refresh. Done. Let me just preview. Let me show you the inspect over here with the network tab. So how my response will look like. So in the keyword, we had provided the employee first name, last name. It should match exactly like this, first name and last name. This is what we had provided over here in the constant. Now, once we have done this, what we have to do is we have to replace the data with the employee DPV, which we have modified just now. That is all the things what we have done just now. That is to create the data provider view for our list view. That is this one. So there should not be any error. Go to the page designer, click on this effects, and here you have to make use of DPV instance. Click on save. Now refresh. Now the data what you see over here in the list view is coming from our data provider view, which we just now created. Let me go back to my Word document, click on enter. So here we have created the DPV and we have added the free text filtering, that is the keyword constant. So this part is done. Next, define the free text constant and the JavaScript function. This also done. We have copy pasted the JavaScript function from the documentation, and also we have created the keyword constant, that is to have a free text filtering. Next, we have to work on the search configuration, that is this one. We have to create one JSON file which can accept the search criteria for the salary filtering. In the demonstration I had shown you, we have to add the search criteria for the salary filtering. Now let's view this and try to give the name something like NE and filter the records of employees whose name is NE. So it is saying Nina is the employee we are having. So free text filtering is working. Now we need the salary filter over here. So the salary filter will come over here, that is based on this parameter, search configuration and the search context. So here you have to define n number of filters. In this demonstration, we will add only salary filtering, but you can add this JSON configuration or the search configuration file with n number of filter logic. Now we'll work on this. Before that, we'll go to the component over here and we'll search for the configuration. So we have to create the configuration file based on this documentation. Now let me just scroll. So here is the sample JSON provided by Oracle. Let me just copy this. We have to create a search configuration JSON file similar like this. So here is the sample JSON. Now we are adding the filter criteria for a salary, which will be something like this. So I want only this filter over here and I will remove everything. So here we can add n number of filters like salary filter, location, department. We can have a select multiple components, select single list of value, so on and so forth. We'll touch upon those concepts later in our classes. For keeping the demonstration very simple, I will go ahead with this use case. So nothing you have to modify over here. Only thing you can tell over here is the salary filtering. So here the name you have to give. What is the name for this? So this name should be given exactly matching when we are working on the search context. That is the next step in our step over here, search context. So we have to make sure the name what you give over here in the JSON, it should exactly match with the search context. We will add the default value later. So in the label, I will give over here the salary. So this name it will show in the smart search below the smart search component. So here we have to tell the field. So the field, it should exactly match what we get in the response, that is the salary. This is the field name I get in the API response. So I will tell min is this one and max is 50K we will give, and this is the default range. Salary filter below the smart search, it was showing 1 to 1000. It comes from this. This is the default value. Unless user makes use of the slider in order to change this value, we will see 1 to 1000 when user selects this salary filter. So this we can change to 1001 as well. So we will save this as a JSON file. I have saved this as a JSON file in my Notepad++. Now we have to import this into our application. In order to import, go back to our application, expand the folder view. Right click under resources and the import. Here we have to tell import under the data. We have to make slash and data. And we have to select our configuration file. So this is the configuration file. And we have to select this. Click on open. Click on import. Then you will get a upgrade your application message once your JSON configuration file gets successfully imported. Click on upgrade in the dialog. Click on close. So it will refresh your application. Then this step is done. I will mark this over here as done. And this is the file name of our JSON configuration file. Next, we have to modify this smart search configuration parameter which we have created. That is, we have to select this and go to the data. This is the variable name we have created. Now we have to locate this search configuration, go to the code. It's over here. The type we have to change. So this type we should change as per it is shown over here. Let me just search for the DPV. It's over here. Now here we can see what Oracle has used the filter criteria for the search configuration. So here is the sample. That is, they have named this as search config provider. We have named this as search configuration. Let me just copy the content of this. Go to the min start, go to the JSON and replace this type to object to what we have copied. Now coming to the URL, here we have to refer to the file which we imported just now. That is search configuration provider JSON. Now if you are building the app UI, you have to give extension. Since we are building the standalone, as we are making use of Visual Builder which comes out of the box with Oracle integration, I am giving this part as application. For app UI, you can give extension. Here we have to tell resources/data is fine. Our file name is search config provider JSON. Done. So this is the change we have to do. Next step is this. I will mark this as done. We have to refer data provider for the filtering. So this we have already covered. That is, we have changed our list view component, that is over here. We have changed this to a DPV instead of our employee SDP. So this is already taken care. So once you have modified your search configuration, you have to go back to our page designer, select the smart search. Here you have to tell our details will come from the search configuration dot provider instead of search configuration. So there is an error over here. Maximum call stack size exceeded. So we can ignore this as of now. So the last part which remains is search context. So this we have to modify now. So this will be the last part. Then we can have a demo on this. We had made use of type as object while creating the variable. Now we have to change. Now in order to change the context, we have to again see the documentation over here, what Oracle has used. Search context variable is over here. Now what Oracle has done is it has created this default value. So we have to populate this default value with some object. Now we will copy one of them from here. I will go to the notepad. I will create one object and then I will paste it over here. In the order date filter, we have to change this with the filter name which we had given in the search configuration file, that is over here. I had told that we have to make sure the filter name should match in the search context. Copy this name under the filters and provide it over here. And coming to this label, we can tell this as salary. Let me just copy this and save to a search context JSON file. I have saved this to a search context.json file in my computer. Now let me just copy this and go to my variable over here, that is the search context, and paste in the default. Done. Just about. Now we are good to test this application as we have completed all the steps what is mentioned over here. Now only step remaining is verify and test. So in order to demonstrate this, just click on this preview. Our application got loaded successfully. First I will check with the free text. We had told search with the free text like first name and the last name. I can see there are 3 employees whose name is Steven, STE. Let's see if any employee with KIN and the last name or first name. 2 employees are there with name KIN. So free text is working. So the default value I had told, I have to start from 1 to 1001 as it is mentioned in the JSON filtering logic. In the search configuration, I will show you over here. That is over here. That is the default value is 1 to 1001 and the label is salary. It is all defined over here in the search configuration JSON. In the filter, this we can put n number of filtering logic over here. Now I will select salary default logic, that is it will filter all the employees whose employees salary is 1 to 1001. There are no employees. Let me just improve the slider over here to 2002, 2560. There are so many employees whose salary is in this range. Let me just increase the salary filter further and see. So this will be auto triggering your search criteria. So there are n number of employees whose salary is between 1 to 8798. So like this, we can make use of Smart Search component while building the Visual Builder application in order to add the smart filtering logic, that is by not occupying the space in your page. In the traditional way of having the search criteria in the page, we will be adding n number of components and then the search button, reset button. So this complexity is resolved if we are making use of Smart Search component. So we will try to enhance this application further and add one more criteria called as department, where the employee can search the employees based on the department, and we'll make this as list of value, that is LOV.